Welcome to the Dopamine Fix Gaming Channel with a Hunt Showdown video for you today. Crytek has posted the conclusion of the community contest, and sadly folks, Law and Order has lost a battle to clean up the streets and Bayou, with the announcement that Team Fool has won with a little over 20,000 kills in their favor. Kudos to those of y'all who were going for this new Mosin Wormwood skin. Be sure to log on and purchase it with the applied discount before it's gone. So this post does detail how the fool got the jump on the pale judge, bound him up, applied the same mouth contraption, and force-fed the judge many bottles of the miracle mouth all cure, and bleed the pale judge dry. All in all, this was a pretty cool contest, and to commemorate it, Crytek should place some kind of plaque or something somewhere around the DeSalle map, or even in the Lewis Saloon mentioned in this news article. That way the hunters can come back and see what transpired. In other news, Crytek released a new image of a page from a hunter's research on a new spiderlings. Once I was able to get a high quality image, I tried to figure out what is being said. Going clockwise, it seems to say no difference detected between night and day vision. Detects proximity of prey from vibrations. Lone hunters careful. Seems to lack pedipalps. So, animals either have day vision, being able to see more colors and details due to an increased amount of cones in the retina, or night vision and able to see less detail and colors but way more light due to the increased rods and a mirror-like layer allowing light to collect in the eye. Being that the spiderlings won't excel in either, vision likely isn't its primary way of sensing the environment, which is why it relies on vibrations. Next, we had the researchers saying that the purpose of the creature's sagittal segments remain unknown. I ain't gonna hold you, I didn't know what that meant, so upon looking it up, it seems to describe a section that divides the body from front to back into left and right portions, kind of like an arrow if you can envision that. In the researcher's drawing, it seems that there's a dark side and a lighter left side, or vice versa. This could have to do with camouflaging or maybe some other type of ability that the creature has. They bleed green, venom. So this is worth mentioning alone because seeing a creature bleed green would catch everyone by surprise. If this is like the xenomorphs, whose green blood also hurts you, then this is a really big deal because it would mean that if a spiderling got too close when you killed it, an area of effect of venom splashing you could prove deadly. On each leg, the tarsus and typical 3 web-spinning claws have fused into one long claw. Primarily attacks with the front legs. Remember to look up. Would these front legs be the pedipalps that might be missing? Because that's basically exactly what real spiders do with their pedipalps. Absolutely sounds like they will be attacking from above and dropping down onto hunters too, which is very creepy and an exciting potential here. The researcher says bowweaver leg characterized by the patagium, short angle of femur, and rounded patella. That patagium is a flexible skin membrane that animals like squirrels, bats, and flying lizards use to glide. So these spiders aren't just coming down from above slow on a web spindle, they are glide bombing down onto you. Hey yo, that's gonna be wild if that's how it actually works. Multiple silk glands, different from each specimen, mutations. So it's not going to just be one kind of spider possibly, there will be a variety and they will be able to do different things, which would be so cool, especially if they're all different types attacking at once, or if they're separated by different nests. Pelaga expanded vascular system can stretch interesting sizes. This one was harder to make out, so correct me where I'm wrong, y'all, especially with the first word. I'm pretty sure I had that one wrong. Lastly, primary and secondary fangs. Secondary fangs grow from secondary venom glands. Now that's a pretty creepy, dude, how many fangs and venom glands do you need? Unless the venom is weak or has a short duration, and that's why it has multiple fangs to try to really get at you. Alright, moving on from that research picture, as Crytek released a lot more news, including the fact that the fanning medium slot revolvers will now be a normal part of the fanning trait. I'll be looking today to see if that's already in effect or if we have to wait for the new update 2.5. There is a new event trailer for us to go over, so we're going to start that in just a moment before delving further into the update 2.5 news.
He's here.
No one outruns the dirt.
Said the spider to the fly. It's the prettiest little parlor that you ever did spy.
Alright, so that was a pretty awesome trailer, right y'all? Let's talk about a couple of highlights I noticed. First, there was like 6 hunter skins in there, so I imagine at least 3 will probably be battle pass hunter skins, and the others will probably be bloodbond purchases. Thankfully, all of them except for one looked pretty cool, I gotta say. Starting with this chick, she's given almost a 2 perfect visage, but regardless, she fits the Hunt Showdown motif perfectly, if not for her nearly glowing skin. Digging her outfit, her boots, everything about her looks pretty cool. Next we have this guy, and I ain't gonna hold y'all, I absolutely think this guy is a homage to Fallout, and it's supposed to be like a generic version of the ghoul. He has a missing nose, those dead glowing eyes, a mauled up face, the bandages. It really all adds to the look without being a cliche mask. This is gonna be a lot of people's fave, I'm pretty sure. Like, just look at the detail, all in that. That's one ugly mug, but I'm here for it. Now this lady is my absolute favorite out of all the new skins that were showed off. She has that grizzled real face with no mask, cool realistic outfit, which is fitting for the setting, and it might just be me, call it a hot take, but I also think that she is doing the Fallout homage with that brilliant blue scarf, which is similar to like the color of the Vault uniforms in the Fallout series. But I could be wrong, but I think that's just a generic lookalike that they're going for. And that gun looks dope too, right? So here's a look of another skin. I'm not too much a fan of hunters wearing masks, but I will say that this hangman skin, or it could be executioner type mask or whatever, does fit the setting. I probably won't be running it much, and I didn't think to get a better image, I'm sorry, but this is him and the ghoul guy running. He has tons of ropes on him, which again is probably, he's the executioner. He just has that hood on that he would normally put on the people he's gonna kill, or hang rather. I guess we'll have to wait and find out once we can read his lore. And so my absolute least favorite skin in this is the Empress skin. This webbing mask looks so overkill. It's not it for me. I'm really not liking it. It's almost like they heard of the Spider-Man character Silk and wanted to try and one-up her. Let me see if I can find a picture to go along with that to show you what the Silk costume looked like. Last and certainly not least, we have this hunter who seems to have like a sugar skull motif going on, which is kind of cool. I'm guessing she's going to be the one that's tied to the tarot cards. You can get a better look at her face right here. Definitely giving us Day of the Dead kind of makeup. Here we have a picture of the redesigned red barrel that some are suggesting will be a new consumable, which could be very cool if you could place this wherever you want, kind of like the dark satchel, and being able to strategically place it in preparation for a battle could open up some interesting gameplay options. Lastly, I think this is going to be a good choice, shortening the event a little bit, going from 3 months to 2 months and 2 weeks. It's still long, but it's really better as well. I just wish we'd be getting a little more time with Vanilla Hunt in between the two events. I will say though, this might be the first time in a while that I'm actually excited for the new event though. So, but it's kind of more to do with update 2.5, I'm thinking, and we're going to get into the new update news that we have so far regarding it. So, Crytek also released a news brief on their website giving us a little backstory on Empress, and that the spiderlings are actually called Bio Weavers. Pretty cool name for the little buggers if you ask me, though I do want to point out that it seems that they will be in specific areas instead of random spawns on a map. This is fine really, and hopefully will not only be the Empress lair, but also the supply wagons or armories or similar places like that. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. So along with the backstory regarding the Empress and the Bow Weaver connection, we also find out that inside the Bow Weaver nest there will also be 2 new scarce weapons, the Homestead 78, which is a full-size rifle shotgun, and the Wildland, a modified high-capacity Centennial. While these variants of weapons sound cool and all, it does feel a little underwhelming to think that we will get these 2 weapons that we can't apply skins to because they'll be random spawns in the world and not something that we could just buy as a part of our loadout before going into a match. I'm also guessing that extracting with them means that they'll be contraband weapons, so those without maxed out hunter slots won't be able to have a whole lot of these weapons stored up. And us with the maxed hunter slots will be able to rock as many of these guns as we want because we'll just have them stored on our various hunters. This again means that longtime players will have a serious advantage over newer or prestiging players instead of all of us being on a level playing field. This will also be where you'll find the tarot cards, which are being called a game-changing system, which hopefully means that they are going to be part of the base game and not explicitly event related. There will be a total of 12 single-use consumable tarot cards, and I'm really hoping that they have their own section in our inventory and that we aren't relegated to only having the 4 consumable slots to hold them in. They give some examples, and y'all, this might be another nerf or possibly a buff to Necromancer. I'm not sure if it can be cast from this Empress card. Also, I was really hoping we wouldn't have event traits returning, but with the mention of catalysts, I guess those hopes are dashed. The tarot card The World will reveal the location of boss targets, which seems a little underwhelming, but I'd still gladly use it as soon as I got it, just to know where the ambush hunter's at. Now, the Fool seems like a cool tactical trait that copies the last tarot card you used in this mission. Hangman also seems really cool when used correctly to spectate the nearest enemy hunter, who will be warned afterwards. Lastly, the tower unleashes massive damage to monsters and targets in a large radius, while setting a user on fire. Hopefully by targets, they also mean hunters and not just the bounty or wild targets. Also, good to know that we can earn tarot cards through the Dark Tribute and looting from dead hunters. In addition to the new scarce weapons, we'll also get an improved melee combat hit detection, which hopefully will make going against katanas, bats, and a bomb lance a bit better. It'll also be interesting to see what weapon balancing they are doing, as I feel most weapons are in a good place except shotguns, which could use a range buff. They also fix bugs and exploits, which is always a good thing, and for some reason they are still tinkering with the UI and lobby. Crytek, eventually you have to stop with all these minor issues and deal with the major netcode issues that are preventing tactical fights from having satisfying results due to trade windows and bad hit reg. Well, this was a pretty big update, and I'm certainly looking forward to what else they will reveal. Let me know in the comments what y'all are most excited for. The variety of hunter skins, the tarot card system, the new scarce weapons, or perhaps the new enemy AI. And tune in for more Dopamine Fix.